Okay, so Al-Biruni wrote that the people here are very skilled at making ponds. So he wanted to tell their countrymen that you will be surprised to see them. They pile up in India, they pile up the huge rock and join them with the iron rods to build chabutras and all around the lake, and between these there are rows of long staircases and going up and going down. So the steps for going up and coming down are separate so that there is less crowding. Today, when we study history, we can learn a lot about those days from the writings of the Al-Biruni, because Al-Biruni had written in his in his book a lot about those lakes, because the condition of the lake after 650 years is very horrible. So we cannot even imagine how it was initially. So this stamp came out in 1973, 1000 years after his birth. So this is the stamp, children. Okay, so this stamp came after in 1973, after 1000 years uh, after his birth. 1000 years after his birth. So this stamp will be shown to you and will be asked to recognize this person and this stamp. Okay, so observe and find out here. Look at the area around your school. Now around your house you have to see, are there any fields, farms, pakka roads, drains, etc. Is the area sloping, rocky or flat? Think what will happen if it when it rains. Here, what will happen here when it rains? Where will the water go? Into the drains, pipes or pits. In some, water also getting soaked into the soil. Is some water also getting soaked into the soil? So as soon as it rains, some of course water starts seeping down into the soil, but after some time when the water level, groundwater level increases, the water remains on the top. And if it's raining very heavily, the water starts going into the drains, the piles and the pits. So drop by drop. Besides Jaisalmer, many places in Rajasthan get very little rainfall. So we are talking about a place where it doesn't rain. So here it rains only for a few days in the entire year. So we are talking about the Jaisalmer and many places in Rajasthan where it rains very less, right? Sometimes not even that much. The rivers do not have water at all, okay, all round the year. So they don't have water, okay. So here, children, you have a map. So in the world map, you have to locate Uzbekistan, children, okay. Please locate Uzbekistan in world map, or just check where the Uzbekistan is, because from there only Al-Biruni had come to India. Okay, so we were talking about the Jaisalmer and the places in the Rajasthan where it hardly rains. And yet most of the villages in these areas did not have a shortage of water. We're talking about that time. Like it hardly rains, but still there is no shortage of water. People know that every drop of water was precious. Lake and Jodas, you have to please underline these. Lakes and Johars. Lakes and Johars were made to collect water. Water was everyone's need. One and all came together in this work, be it a businessman or a laborer. Some water from the lakes soaked into the ground and reached the wells. And bawdis. Okay, what are bawdis? Bawdis are step wells. Okay, children, please underline bawdis. This is important. This is being asked in the exams. What are bawdis? So, what is the other name of the step wells? So, there are step wells here in the diagram. You can see. Look. So, this is the step well, children, where this is a well actually, but to go into the well, there are steps made. Can you see? Yeah. So these are the steps. You have to walk down, then like this, then you have to walk down. Yeah. So these are the steps well. And what is the other name of the steps well? It is Bauri. Bauli it is, but we say Bauri. Okay. So the soil of the area also became wet and fertile because they started collecting the water into the wells and the bowlies. Okay, so the soil also always have water, so it became wet and fertile. Every house had a system to collect the rainwater. Look at the picture on the right. How do you think the rainwater that falls on the roof will reach the underground tank? Draw the path. So see, we are going to check how it happens. Okay, so this is the picture. Okay, now in this picture we'll have to show the path. So this is the terrace, and from the terrace there is a pipe, and so through that pipe the water comes down and it goes down into the underground tank. So there is underground tank, and the water from the terrace it is directed to the tank which is underground at a ground level. And then you can see this woman is using, there is a pulley and the bucket, the rope and the bucket and the pulley. So the women, every house has this system, so all of them they are using this rainwater harvesting system to fulfill the demand of the water. Okay, so this water is being used for all the household work. Okay, so even though it doesn't rain, or whenever it is rain, that water, single drop water is being utilized and used in the rainwater harvesting system.